If you're an avid mountaineer, you might not immediately think of going to Ben MacDhui, the highest mountain in the Cairngorm in the eastern highlands of Scotland. But if you are thinking about going there, you might first heed this warning. There is apparently a creature or presence living on the slopes of the second highest mountain in the UK. Let's find out what is happening there. This is the series where I tell you a story, its subsequent theories and explanations, and then I let you make up your mind. This time we tell the story of the Greyman of Ben MacDhui. The Ben MacDhui lies above the tree line and is a desolate and foggy place. It is very remote, outlandish location, and yet no one who ventures there seems to feel quite alone. Locally known as Mfir Liamor, or Mysterious Being in Gaelic, the Greyman has been sighted for over a century now. I'll just go to the local pub. The most talked about sighting dates from 1891 but was told only in 1925 by climber and professor J. Norman Colley, who recounted the following. I was returning from the cairn on the summit in a mist when I began to think I heard something else than merely the noise of my own footsteps. Every few steps I took, I heard a crunch, then another crunch, as if someone was walking after me but taking steps 3 or 4 times the length of my own. I said to myself, this is all nonsense. I listened and heard it again, but could see nothing in the mist. As I walked on and the eerie crunch sounded behind me, I was seized with terror and took to my heels, staggering blindly among the boulders for 4 or 5 miles down to Rochimus's forest. Whatever you make of it, I do not know, but there is something very queer about the top of the Ben MacDhui, and I will not go back there by myself, I know. I'd be running never to return, period. In 1904, 2 brothers heard slurring footsteps as if someone was walking through water-saturated gravel. In 1955, Peter Densham, on a search and rescue mission, stated, out of nowhere the mist closed in and strange noises could be heard. He put it down to the expansion and contraction of the rocks, but then suddenly he felt as if someone was near him, and there was a cold sensation as well as a sense of pressure on his neck. These are just a few of the many sightings of the Greyman. It's quite enough for me. The nightmares are coming already. Actual creature sightings are scarce though. Nevertheless, it is described as being 3 meters or 9.8 feet in height, with very long arms and legs, an ape-like head, and covered in short hair. It is at times compared with the Yeti of the Himalayas and the Sasquatch or Bigfoot of North America. And actual footprints have been found and photographed by John A. Rennie. He had this to say about it. The prints were running across a stretch of snow-covered moorland, each print 47 centimeters or 19 inches long by about 35 centimeters or 14 inches wide, and there must have been all of 2 meters or 7 feet between each stride. There was no differentiation between a left and a right foot, and they proceeded in an approximate single line. Most, however, say it is not a creature of flesh and blood, but rather a ghost. He can be what he wants. I'm scared. In 1791, the poet James Hogg was tending sheep and saw the following. It was a giant blackmore, at least 9 meters or 30 feet high and equally proportioned, and very near me. I was actually struck powerless with astonishment and terror. In a panic, he fled home, only to return the next day for his sheep. It was then that he realized he had been scared of his own shadow. Johann Silberschlag, a German member of the Prussian Academy of Sciences, had already shown in 1780 while studying the Brocken spectres that he could cast his own eerie shadow on the fog. The exhaustion and isolation can be suggestive, which can produce illusions and hallucinations. The presence of animals such as deer and wildcats can also account for the noises. Skeptics busting the bubble once more. Some of these sightings are very different. Rider Wendy Wood, Captain Sir Hugh Ranke and a man only known as Frere talk about something utterly malignant, four-legged and yet obscenely human, and a great brown creature that swaggered down the hill. The first two heard humming and music. The humming revealed a language, Gaelic or Sanskrit. Could this suggest a ghost, perhaps of something from a long gone and forever forgotten society? Don't tell me, Atlantis? From the start of human history and early religion, we have transferred human characteristics onto the world around us. Paganism interacted with the seasons as if they had characters. Shintoism sees gods in everyday items, while today we see a personality in our cars and name them. Why wouldn't we do this to the mountains? Could the Greyman be the manifestation of the spirit of Ben MacDhui, turned into an actual being by our imagination? Or could the spirit of the mountain be real after all? I'm just hoping ghosts can't haunt houses. Can they? There are those who believe that ghosts and ghost sightings are basically manifestations of electrical energy. Events were so intense when they occurred, they were captured and forever locked within their surroundings. But what triggers the release of these manifestations is not known. Could it be released by great stress or heightened emotions? I feel, therefore you are? Several options to choose from. Just think before you decide. If I have left something out or you have something to add, don't hesitate to do so. Your thoughts and opinions are much appreciated, so drop a line in the box below. But I ask for respect in the comments, as there are real people with real feelings on the other side. If you enjoyed this vid, you can always like and share. If you want to see more and you haven't already, you can always subscribe, and you may want to click that little bell to receive notifications. I have my Raphael Verdonk's World channel you might want to check out, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!